going now to Nathan Hochman, the LA County District Attorney, who's been outspoken in his opposition to the brothers' release, saying not yet. Nathan Hochman, thank you so much for joining us. So,
my pleasure.
Erik and Lyle's lawyers wrote in their filing that no court has ever heard the full story in this case. So, did the parole board hear the full story today?
So our job in the DA's office was to make sure that the parole board did hear the full story. We analyzed over 50,000 pages of trial transcript, thousands of pages of confidential prison records, spoke to the Menendez family members for over 3 hours, their lawyers, prosecutors, and law enforcement. And we laid out in over 80 pages the detailed analysis of the entire situation that started with the planning, the premeditated planning by the Menendez brothers, buying shotguns 2 days beforehand in a different city under a fake name, having a pre-planned alibi where they were supposed to be at Batman the movie, and then actually trying to buy tickets after the murders. We talked about the way they actually murdered their parents brutally, 12 shotgun blasts that basically were staged to make it look like a mafia hit. Through the dad, through the back of his head, the mom as she lied bleeding on the ground, a point-blank range shot to the cheek, then through the kneecaps. Then methodically getting rid of all the evidence. Then calling 911 and screaming, "Someone killed our parents," and staging it and saying it was the mafia that did that. We have said that for the last 35 years, they perpetrated a lie, which is the self-defense defense. And by that, I mean, they did not say that the reason they killed their parents was because they were sexually abused by their dad. They actually said that was not the reason under oath. They said the true reason why they supposedly killed their parents was that they feared their parents were going to kill them, mom and dad, that night, so they had to shoot them first. We've shown how that lie, that series of lies, is just that, a fabrication. And for 35 years, they've never owned it. The parole board is going to be focusing on full insight into one's criminal actions,
right,
and decide whether or not they're going to release the Menendez brothers.
The parole board, if the parole board does not believe that the brothers are, quote, radically honest in this hearing about how and why they killed their parents, they will almost certainly not get parole. And that would, in your opinion, radical honesty. First of all, you've got a prosecutor in the hearing today, yes, from your office. What are they telling you? Is Erik showing this, quote, radical honesty?
I've not been able to get the full reports. We actually only could put in one prosecutor. They wouldn't let the district attorney himself, who's a counsel of record, be in the parole hearing. So I have no idea if this result is already predetermined before the parole hearing started or not. Either way, though, we have a prosecutor there. He is making the points that though there are a number of pro-parole factors in the Menendez's favor, Governor Newsom himself has said that the most critical factor that can outweigh all other factors is whether or not the Menendezes have shown full insight, complete acceptance of responsibility for the murders they did and all the lies they told about it. They have not done that yet. If they ever do it, they might be ready for parole, but they have not done it yet, and therefore we have argued are not ready for parole at this hearing.
And it's worth noting, Governor Newsom just rejected a parole board vote to give Sirhan parole. Governor Newsom said no, overruled the parole board because he felt Sirhan was lying, was still saying lies. So this is obviously an issue of great importance to him.
It is, and interestingly, the comparisons between Sirhan's case and the Menendez case is actually worse for the Menendez brothers. Sirhan was 78 at that point, had served 54 years of his sentence, had done all the rehab programs in prison, education programs, and had all these pro-parole factors, but didn't show that full insight and had his parole denied by the governor after the parole board granted it. So whether or not that plays out in the Menendez hearings, we have to wait and see.
Well, another thing not in their favor is that they've been deemed in this risk assessment report to be of, quote, moderate risk to society. Only 20% of inmates who are at moderate risk are released on parole. So that, at least statistically, the odds are against them there. Nathan Hochman, thank you, sir, so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.